Coach, this weekend kind of like on par as kind of the season's been, great early performance and then kind of lackluster in the second one.
Yeah, sort of like the coach asked, the question you asked the football coach is it's the same thing. Is what stuck out to me was it's I don't know why this has been the oddest year as far as figuring things out. So against Kingsville, this is literally why our record is the way it is. Something's holding us back. I don't know what it is. Some of it's youth. A lot of it's youth, which creates the lack of toughness, which creates the lack of just that extra knowing how to do it, you know. But against Kingsville, we had the lead in the first two sets towards the end, and they called a timeout, and then they scored at the end. They did their part, but Nesbitt said something where they had the opportunities. If you go back, we literally had an opportunity to convert, and something always messed up. You know what I mean? And so you give credit where credit's due. They're a very good team, just like this teams we have this weekend. But the reality is every coach knows it doesn't matter who's on the other side when you have an opportunity. So then what happens is we put all the energy into set three, we steamroll them, and then I think that's, you know, it's a horrible way to say it as an excuse, but that's why I think the youth, that's where you really see it. Then you win. Why doesn't that motivate you to push through in the fourth set? So it has been the recurring theme, and the girls know it. We know it. We're going to try some more things today and just keep working at it.
You have 3 games to finish out. I mean, at least the regular season you're here. What do you kind of want to work on before you get to the LSC tournament?
The one thing structurally two things that we can really fix is, and it's the way the game is changing. It used to be you could be defense, and win, and let the other team make a mistake in a rebound sport. You know, and baseball still does it. But I saw something the other day. They did a stat with the World Series. In the last couple of years, things have been changing. They used to have all these stats which would predict who would win, right? Short ball, you know, small ball, and all this kind of stuff. And now recently, it's the teams with the slugging percentage, it's the teams with the home runs, regardless of how good the pitchers are. And that's the way our game's changing. You've already seen it happen in tennis. Now it's offense, almost to the point where we're at the disregard of the defense. You know, and there'll be an ebb and flow. So we got to work on our pin hitters hitting better. And then one thing I can't believe is our blocking's been horrible. So we gotta really focus on that. And then just can't let it get to us. I talked to a lot of coaches, and they'll all tell you when you start puckering up, you make it worse. So how do we balance that?
Yeah, Permian tomorrow, 5 sets earlier in the season with them.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of challenges do you think they're going to present?
Because of that, to me, this is a mind game. And so when you play a team twice, that's why, the girls have only gotten sort of chewed out by us a couple times, and they're actually wins where we sort of hobble through the victory line because we don't have to play them again. And so they know if they keep, weathering the storm, they have a chance. We still have one of our better players out, and so the challenge will be other girls have to keep rising up. So we hope we get her cleared for this weekend or the conference tournament for sure. So there's some things that are working in our favor. There's girls that are playing that wouldn't be playing, and so there's, like I said, there's some things. It's just we're just waiting for something, and it sounds cheesy, but it's true. This is something. We just need one thing to click, and I think it's just going to domino effect.
If you guys sweep the weekend, how will that improve your conference standings for the hosting of it?
Well,
not the hosting.
Yeah, everybody's is sort of it's muddied. So based on how we do, and then of course now based on how other people do, unfortunately, you could go up from theoretically third, but really fourth. It's the 8 teams are in. It's now literally 3rd through 8th are a toss-up. 3rd through 6th doesn't make sense, but 5th and 6th could drop to 7th and 8th. But the biggest thing is the teams we play this weekend, mainly Commerce, is maybe a team that we would end up playing in the first round. So there's a lot of things. Like this is the biggest learning year, simply because just the way things have happened, it's odd. You know what I mean? Normally we can train ourselves out of it, and so it sounds like some of it is youth. And I just remember a couple years ago with Gerlich, her last year, they were doing the same things as us, and then most of those kiddos returned the next year, and they had a great run. But I'm not like that. I don't care about next year. I'm trying to figure out something to do this year for our seniors.